Welcome to the Natural Health Show with one of New England's leading holistic specialists, Mark Mincolla. Call Mark at 617-822-1969 on 96.9 Boston Talks.
Greetings and welcome home, Natural Health Nation. I'm Mark Mincolla, and you're listening, of course, to the one and only Natural Health Show. I'd like to take this time to wish each and every one of you a very happy, healthy New Year. And, of course, one of the first thoughts that comes to mind regarding a healthy New Year is the number one New Year's resolution, of course, is dieting. Everybody's trying to kind of position themselves to finally lose, that 12-pound bulge or perhaps even more. You know, the funny part about the weight loss issue is that they suggest, many of these studies do, that our weight loss over the holidays is very minimal. It's actually not quite what many of us think. Only 1 to 2 pounds. The key, the research shows, is that the 1 to 2 pounds we gain over the holidays tends to be permanent. It tends to be the kind of weight that lasts a lifetime. So over the course of the many holiday seasons, that 1 to 2 pound gain over that period of time sort of sticks to us, and I guess motivates us, inspires us this time of year to lose weight. Of course, 80 million, that's an awful lot of us, 80 million Americans go on diets each year, beginning about this time of year, at a total cost of $40 billion. Yet, 2/3, or about 66%, are off their diet before the beginning of the next new year. So we're talking about 80 million Americans at a cost of $40 billion a year, and a success rate of just about 33% over that 1 year period. And furthermore, further down the road, only 3% of those who take weight off keep it off for a full 5-year period. So the failure essentially is remarkably entrenched here as far as the numbers go. And of course, the risk factors associated with weight gain, of course, is it always well documented from study to study. One study I took a peek at: 115,000 women, ages 30 to 55 years of age, were followed for a period of 8 years, and they essentially were evaluated for heart disease risks. And those who were as little as 5% overweight were 30% more likely to develop heart disease. And those who are considered moderately overweight had a risk of coronary artery disease of 80% above the norm. Those who were 30% or more overweight were over 300% more likely to develop heart disease. So, as we can see, it doesn't take a tremendous amount of weight, and the whole concept and the whole motivation behind dieting is actually a very important one. I think the key really is we want it to be more effective. Why do diets fail? And the simple reason for that is that we're looking for quick fix fad type programs. Forget it. Doesn't work, never did, never will. As I said on Fox 25 a few weeks back, fad is fraud. Doesn't work. Looks flashy, looks enticing, never has worked, never will. That's why only 3% of those of us who go on diets keep it off for at least 5 years. And as we said earlier, 2/3 or 66% of us don't even make it the full year. And so, again, it's costing us $40 billion a year, and it's costing us a lot of very serious health care issues as well, as we pointed out just a moment ago. Many studies beyond the one I just cited a few moments back indicate that even slight increases of weight beyond the norm really increase very serious risk factors. We're talking with you, as we do each and every Sunday here on the Natural Health Show, regarding natural health issues. And, of course, we're interested in your questions, your phone calls regarding virtually any natural health topic: vitamins, questions about natural dieting, or questions about natural food, questions about natural food supplements, etc., etc. We're here for those very issues. Our telephone numbers in Boston and New England: 617-822-1969. Verizon wireless users, it is a free call, pound 969. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with your questions. Stay tuned.
Questioning authority is a Boston tradition, and the tradition lives on right here.
Any questions?
96.9 Boston Talks.
Hi, this is Catherine from Jarrow Formulas. We can be found on the web at jarrow.com, JARROW.com. Jarrow is a leading manufacturer of dietary supplements. We offer over 300 vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and probiotics. At Jarrow, our mission is to provide superior nutrition and formulation. We team with industry leaders and top academic researchers to bring you quality you can depend on. This is exactly why we have partnered with Mark Mincolla. Mark brings cutting-edge science and education to his listeners and clients, and we are proud to be part of his team. We look forward to bringing you more information about specific products over the year with Mark and exciting topics. You can buy Jarrow Formulas at a health food store near you. Find out more about Jarrow at jarrow.com. That's JARROW.com.
Make plans now for an evening with Tony Vaca, January 8th at the Healthy Living Magazine Recognition Awards Ceremony. Tony Vaca is acknowledged as one of the world's greatest and most innovative percussionists, with jazz and world music roots going back to 1972. Hear Tony Vaca Saturday, January 8th at the Lantana in Randolph. Tony's world rhythms will transform you. Register now for the Healthy Living Magazine Recognition Awards Ceremony and the special performance by Tony Vaca at myhealthylivingmag.com. Admission is just $25 to hear Tony Vaca and from special guests like Rita Berkowitz and John Stetson. The program begins with the opening of the free exhibit hall at 4 p.m. at the Lantana in Randolph. Explore acupuncture, chiropractic, yoga, readings, healing, jewelry, nutrition, Reiki, massage, and so much more. Free admittance to the entrance hall for the whole family. Call 781-834-2728. That's 781-834-2728. Exhibitor space is still available. Call 781-834-2728.
Hi, this is Laura from Good Health. We're your #1 resource for everything new in healthy food, nutrition, and wellness this year. Visitors often say there's just something very different, very authentic about Good Health. The best part about shopping with us? We've done all the research for you. There's no guesswork. We buy the freshest organic products available. But the heart of Good Health is our natural groceries, everyday staples to gluten-free and convenient frozen items, clean pet foods and green eco-friendly household products, gourmet chocolates, fresh bakery items, roasted fair trade coffees, and freshly packed nuts, granolas, and dried fruits. Everything at Good Health is made with pure, wholesome ingredients. We truly care about what's in your food, supplements, and cosmetics. So check out our books, jewelry, eye pillows, candles, and more. Our gift certificates make it easy. Enjoy our everyday low prices and experience our passion, sharing what we know with you and your family. Come see us in Quincy or Hanover. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.
I own my own business, and I knew that if I wanted to grow, I needed to start using email to reach new customers. But I had no idea how to do that. I didn't even know where to begin. So I called Sales Genie. Now I've got a team of email experts doing it all for me. My email campaigns have doubled my sales.
Whether you're new to email marketing or a seasoned pro, Sales Genie can do it all for you. Creating a customized targeted email campaign that includes everything from design to deployment to tracking. Our large, accurate email database is 100% permission-based and spam-free, which allows you to get through to the prospects you want to reach. And if you call right now, we'll also tell you the top 10 tips to email marketing for free.
I had no idea email marketing could be this simple or affordable.
Call Sales Genie now to learn the top 10 tips to email marketing. 1-800-200-4576. That's 1-800-200-4576. 1-800-200-4576.
Now back to the Natural Health Show, sponsored by Good Health Natural Foods in Quincy and Hanover.
In Boston and New England, 617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users, it's a toll-free call. Just dial pound at 96.9. We've got some calls we're going to pick up on here. We've got Sue from Ipswich. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk Show on the Natural Health Show.
Hi, how you doing?
Terrific. How are you?
Good. I have a question about a product called Juice Plus. A coworker of mine recommended it. She sells it. I think it's one of those programs where you get in, and it's a multi-tier program.
Right, multi-level, yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a orchard blend, which has apple, orange, pineapple, cranberry, peach, cherry, papaya, and then also a garden blend, carrot, parsley, beet, kale, broccoli, cabbage, spinach, tomato, oat bran, and rice bran. And then also a vineyard blend. I don't know if you want me to go through that list. But I guess what they do is they take these fruits and vegetables, they grind them up, they extract all the juice and all the nutrients, put it into a capsule form after it's dried. And it's an effort to get more fruits and vegetables into your diet.
Right.
I don't know if you know anything about it.
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, I do indeed. It's been on the marketplace actually for a number of years. It's nothing new to the marketplace, and a lot of folks, of course, over the years have brought them into my office and asked me questions such as your questions regarding what I would call the food value, the nutritive value as a supplement, how I feel about the nutritive value. Listen, here's the bottom line. The bottom line of it is I think there's a significant difference between the delivery of fresh organic vegetable or fruit versus inorganic. I remember, number one, if it's organic, it's of a higher quality, and if it's living food, it's of the highest quality. So to me, number one, top shelf would be organic living produce. Before I did a television segment that I did years ago, on a different network that I've been on right now, I took a look at a research project, a study that basically was done at the University of California, and it said that the organic produce could be as high as 98% higher. 98% higher in nutrients than inorganic or non-organic, and that on an average it was 56% higher in antioxidant yield. So when you think about number one, top shelf, it's living food, number one. You can't beat it. Can't beat it. The energy of living food is still well preserved. All those beautiful colors in your apples and in the broccoli, etc. Those colors are really indicative of your antioxidant, your living antioxidant, which is, of course, why when the stuff starts to break down, it loses its color. So as long as that stuff is really fresh, living, highly energized food like that in its most organic form, you cannot beat it. But then the question of, can you really get the same food value by supplementing it? You really can't. No. I recommend those products, for example, for children who can take capsules. Because a lot of kids, and I should sort of know too, some adults as well, just quite honestly don't get the fruits and veggies. They don't like them. They don't have time for them, whatever the case may be. For those folks, it's a good alternative. It'll never take the place of fresh organic produce. Can't even come close.
It's tough getting all those fruits and vegetables into your diet, though. And I find, especially with the kids. Yeah, no,
that's where I say yes. I think that if, you don't stop working on those kids, you always continue to really approach them with a positive attitude about it and don't give up on them. They're going to come around eventually, hopefully. But no, absolutely, that's what I would recommend the Juice Plus, both the vegetable and the fruit formulas for those kids, like we say, that really are disinclined to take their fruits and veggies, because at least you're going to get the antioxidant support.
Yeah.
But
again, I have another question. Last week I heard you speak about milk in children's diets.
Right.
We give our kids the organic milk, and but they drink a lot of it.
Well, and as I pointed out, the hormones are still in that organic milk.
Exactly.
So it's cleaner. It's cleaner as far as a lot of added, chemicals for growth hormone chemicals, etc. But in terms of the natural hormone properties, that are in many cases not really designed for human chemistry, they're still there.
So, what would you recommend as a good amount for a child?
Well, no, I think the first question is, is there an allergenesis that we have to deal with here? Because I think that, there's an awful lot of folks. One of our sponsors, of course, we feel very, very happy to have on board with us, is the Alites Medical Labs. And of course, they run the basic 96 test, which is 96 common foods. There are 8 primary allergens, and dairy is certainly one of those. And, there's an awful lot of folks out there and a lot of kids out there that are consuming this stuff and don't know that they're having an allergenic reaction to dairy because they've never been tested. Now, here's the key. Most folks would say, well, look, we've used it. We never got sick about it. We never got sick over it, rather. Well, here's the key. When you're talking about an immune globulin G response, that can take up to 5-6 days in a delayed response and can be as subtle as a mood shift, so it's pretty hard to pinpoint it. But I say, number one, I don't know if I would recommend dairy. There's an awful lot of children that I see over the course of a year of very serious dairy issues, not uncommon at all. So to me, it's important. You might want to check out their website. It's www.foodallergy.com. Just check it out, scan it a little bit, and maybe you can get your physician to recommend a test for the kids, and just to feel, first of all, confident that they don't have dairy allergies. Mm-hmm. And then if it's clear, I would say from there that you probably are better off to do with organic milk. And I wouldn't recommend it as your primary source of calcium, because it's not a great, unfortunately, people are, indoctrinated to believe that dairy is the best form of calcium, and it's really not. First of all,
what would you give to your kids then?
Well, again, back to the idea of trying to get these kids into more vegetables. If you can get a kid to do the vegetables, the amount of calcium that they need to get from vegetables is markedly less, because it's more of an alkaline source. It has magnesium and phosphorus. It has living enzymes. It's much more absorbable in smaller quantities. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't take nearly as much to get a higher value of nutritive calcium. Mm-hmm. Whereas with dairy-based calcium, you're talking about no enzymes. You're talking about some calcium chloride in some of the cheese products and cottage cheese. That's about it. But you're talking about a very acid form. You're talking about a carbonate, which is, many studies say carbonates are about 15 to 25% absorbable. So probably not the greatest form in my mind. Again, there's a lot of folks out there who have, vested interest in suggesting otherwise. I don't. I look at it straight up. But, I would approach it from the perspective of really try to get these kids into eating their veggies, their broccoli or something like that. That's really the best way to get it. And there are some, I think, probably some good ideas out there that are supplement-oriented as well in the marketplace. There's some different chewable calciums that you might consider. They're vegetable-based chewable calciums as well. They're pretty absorbable.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank
good.
you very much.
You're very welcome. Good luck. And we've got James on the line from Lowell. Welcome, James, to 96.9 Boston Talks. You're on the Natural Health Show.
Hey, how you doing?
Terrific.
Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
I have a question regarding electronic cigarettes. I've been trying to quit cold turkey now, and I've tried several times, and have gone as far as 2.5 weeks, and just a frustration point that my wife doesn't need to be around me or my kids when I'm in that stage.
Right.
And I've been looking in everything I can find, including the FDA and other so-called university studies and such on electronic cigarettes. They hint that there's a large percentage of them that have a glycol. I don't know if it's ethylene glycol, but basically not far from your radiator fluid mix.
Right.
As the acid for the fluid in them. Is there any place you can get the information on what brand does not, or what the contents of these things are?
Well, first of all, I mean, there are other ways. There are other support systems out there that are natural support systems that are cleaner.
I understand the cessation classes and such like that, but my schedule, by the time I'm done work, I'm going home and then I'm doing more work here. So, well, there's a
homeopathic alternative that's pretty effective with a lot of folks. It's called Lobelia inflata, Lobelia inflata. 6X would be the potency I'd recommend. You do 3 pellets under the tongue about every 3 hours or so.
Okay, Lobelia.
inflata, Lobelia inflata.
Okay.
And it's a homeopathic preparation. You can find it at most of the health food stores out there. And they're different potencies. I'd recommend a 6X, more of a denser potency. And you want to do 3 pellets under the tongue every 3 hours or so during the day. You might want to buy like 4 or 5 of those containers just to get yourself a good head start. But, I think that nutrition is an important part of the equation as well. I don't know how you're...
I eat very healthy, actually.
Well, that's good.
I don't even know why I'm not one of the candy and soda junkies. I'm eating food right now as I'm speaking to you. But I picked up smoking later than probably most smokers. I think I was about 20 or 21. And I just, I don't know, it's just been a habit, nasty habit. I I hate it.
Well, the most
can't stop it.
Yeah, the most important part is you have a high desire to quit. Your intention is very high to do so. So you got your mind on your side, and that's the single most important part of the equation. There's a lot of research regarding neuroplasticity, kind of rewiring your mind through your intentions. And a lot of that research was done by Richard Davidson out at the University of Wisconsin, and all that indicates that, all that research indicates that the more intent and the more positive and the more we continue to think, very intently that we're going to get this job done and that we really are absolutely adamant about getting it done, the more it's likely to happen. So, I always tell people one of the most important facts, somebody says, I try to lose weight or I try to quit smoking over and over and over, it's frustrating me, I'm ready to give up and throw in the towel. I say, wait a minute. What you don't realize is that actually each time you go through it, from a mental perspective, you're more likely to finally win. So don't give up before you get closer to succeeding. It's real important to realize that each time you go through this, you're basically practicing a reinforcing process of rewiring your mind to support you in success. So stay with it.
All right, thank you.
My pleasure. Good luck. We're going to take a short break and be right back. Stay right where you are.
This is a fine way to start the new year.
96.9 Boston Talks.
Are you tired of indigestion, bloating, and feeling uncomfortable after eating? Then Internal Wellness Center Colon Hydrotherapy may be the solution for you, solving your digestive issues such as constipation and ridding your body of toxins accumulated from processed foods and the environment. Internal Wellness Center, located in Dedham, Mass., offers the best in colon cleansing using the FDA-approved Angel of Water system. A certified therapist at Internal Wellness Center will guide you through the procedure, maintaining your privacy in a comfortable setting with soothing music and aromatherapy. Call 781-329-3800, 781-329-3800, or go to internalwellnessctr.com. Make plans now to meet the staff at the Internal Wellness Center at the Healthy Living Magazine Awards Ceremony with special performance by Tony Vaca, Rita Berkowitz, and John Stetson. The program begins with the opening of the free exhibit hall at 4 p.m. at the Lantana in Randolph. Go to myhealthylivingmag.com for more. Exhibitor space is still available. Call 781-834-2728.
Are you getting your recommended 8 cups of water per day? And are you certain that you're getting the healthiest, highest quality of drinking water available? There are so many drinking waters out there that it's become extremely difficult to distinguish the really pure drinking waters from the pretenders. Hi, this is Mark Mincolla. Simpson Spring Water has been a pure drinking water of choice since long before the Native Americans settled near the spring for its remarkable clarity. Bottled at the source and delivered right to your home, Simpson Spring has produced its locally grown bounty of healthy, refreshing drinking water since 1878. Simpson Springs is a local, privately owned spring water company whose priority it is to serve you with the highest quality of pure, healthy drinking water. To order Simpson Springs water, call Roberta at 508-238-4472. That's 508-238-4472. Please make sure you mention the Natural Health Show. Remember, when it comes to your drinking water of choice, buy fresh, buy pure, buy local, buy Simpson Springs. Ready to look as good on the outside as you feel on the inside? Let me introduce you to my good friend Dolores McLaughlin, owner of Skin Solutions in Plymouth. Dolores is a licensed esthetician with over 18 years of experience. Moreover, she's certified in the Environ system, which consists of a medical peel system using antioxidants such as vitamin A to fully protect your skin against the effects of aging. A consultation with Dolores results in a customized facial design specifically for you. Dolores takes the time to analyze your skin's needs and personalize your facial treatment to maximize your results. While you're there, try a relaxing reflexology treatment or finish off your service with some body and facial waxing. For full-service natural skincare treatments, try Skin Solutions by Dolores, 345 Court Street in Plymouth. Call and set up an appointment today at 508-747-1011. That's 508-747-1011, or visit her on the web at skinsolutionsbydolores.com.
Rates and availability of certain policy forms vary by state. Applications for insurance are subject to underwriting approval.
I've got a wife and 2 kids, so I need to have life insurance. But I kept finding all kinds of excuses for putting it off. Then, last month, my neighbor died, and he didn't have life insurance. Now his wife is all alone, trying to figure out how to make ends meet. She might even have to sell the house. Well, there's no excuse for doing that to my family. So I called eFinancial.
Protecting your family is too important to put off any longer, and eFinancial makes it easy and affordable. Call us now for a free quote, 1-800-500-6720. For example, we can help a 40-year-old man in good health get $250,000 of term life insurance for less than $13 a month. Protecting your family is the most important thing you can do. So don't wait. Call eFinancial now for your free quote. 1-800-500-6720. That's 1-800-500-6720.
Now, back to the Natural Health Show, sponsored by Good Health Natural Foods in Quincy and Hanover.
617-822-1969. Verizon wireless users, toll-free, pound 969. 80 million of us going on diets this year. Of course, each and every year, $40 billion worth. That is our leading New Year's resolution, dieting. Of course, unfortunately, 66% fail the first year, 97% fail by year 5. We've got some solutions. I'll give them to you real quick. You want to lose weight and you want to get it done properly? No fad dieting. As I said, fad is fraud. You want to do it right? Here's the deal. It's a 3-part process. Protein at breakfast, egg whites, shakes, etc. Unlimited produce. Yeah, I did say unlimited produce. All the fruits and veggies you want. Number 3, 1 high starch per day. 1 baked potato with skin, 1 cup of brown rice, etc. So there it is. There's your 1, 2, 3 hit right there. Protein at breakfast, unlimited produce. 1 high starch per day. Let's see, we've got some calls here. We've got Chris from Worcester. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk Show on the Natural Health Show.
Hi, how are you?
Terrific, how are you?
Not too bad. I had a question. I have almost a 3-year-old son who has autism, and I was wondering what kind of diet you might recommend.
Well, the first thing that I'd recommend, again, I hate to sound like I'm a repeater here, but I do want to make sure that any kind of possibilities for allergenesis are checked out, because to me, everything begins when you're problem solving with health issues, what I call the addition through subtraction approach. In other words, before we start layering with solutions, take this, take that, eat this, eat that, let's find out where the potential pitfalls are. So you might want to check out again www.foodallergy.com, and there is you'll see the terrific website all laid out that is very clear and concise, and the Allotest Medical Labs people, who are friends and sponsors, I think provide a great service for dads like yourself, because again, to me, it all begins by finding out where the problems are and just how severe those problems are. I mean, if a food is inflammatory, and if it's cerebrally or if it's inflammatory to the nervous system, etc., you need to first of all remove that from the equation. So it's, again, addition through subtraction. But obviously we want to start with a diet that's very like we would say, high in produce, fruits, vegetables, whole grain products, not white flour products, low in sugar, low in saturated fats. The common sense diet that's highly nutritive. Organic produce, as we said a little while ago, can be up to 98% higher in nutrients. So you want to feed the brain, you want to feed the cells, you want to feed the body, you want to enhance those cells as efficiently as you possibly can from a nutritional perspective. But you start by eliminating the negatives, because think about this. If somebody is eating all this wonderful broccoli, but unbeknownst to them, they have an allergenic reaction to broccoli and don't know that, then to me it's defeating the purpose by not knowing. So it's important to really identify with the problems first, and I'd highly recommend the IgG test. That would be number 1. And then, like I said, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and keep it healthy.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very, very welcome. Happy New Year. And let's see, let's give you the numbers again. 617-822-1969. Verizon wireless users, toll-free, pound 969. We're here for your questions regarding natural health. We've got Dave on the line from New Hampshire. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk Show, the Natural Health Show, Dave.
Thank you. Nitric oxide. Can you get that over the counter? What is it?
Nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is actually a vasodilator. It's actually an antioxidant, and it's available in Pycnogenol, among other things. If you want to go to the health food store and look for something called Pycnogenol, 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 it's actually a very readily obtainable, inexpensive, terrific antioxidant food supplement from the health food stores, on the shelves of the health food stores out there. And it's the highest. I mean, there are other sources as well. There are amino acids like arginine, for example, which you probably heard a great deal about. Bodybuilders use a lot of arginine, and arginine is an amino acid, part of a protein compound. It's a constituent of protein. It's an amino acid. But anyway, there are many different things. Grapeseed extract also has nitric oxide as well. But to me, the most readily available and highest concentrated source of nitric oxide would be, in terms of a food supplement form, would be in pycnogenol, which is French maritime pine bark. It's a supplement obtained from the pine bark, and it's been shown to again, it's a vasodilator, which means it opens up those blood vessels, makes it easier for the heart to get blood and oxygen, makes it easier for the brain to get blood and oxygen, and it's a wonderful, wonderful supplement. Lowers blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera. So that would be my answer. Does that help?
The reason I'm asking is I have COPD.
Yep.
And my breathing, the last two or 3 days, has gone minimal. I haven't been able to sleep because I can't get in the air.
Oh, I see. So you're asking about nitric oxide for COPD.
Yes.
Well, once again, I think that the objective here is to, if you're looking for some support from nutritional supplements, nitric oxide could be very helpful. As I said, it makes it easier for heart, brain, and obviously lungs as well to get at that oxygen because it's a vasodilator. So it should provide some support in that regard. Also, if you really think about it, you could make use of other agents that help the body, the brain, the cells, the heart, the lungs to more readily get access, like CoQ10, for example. Jarrow Formulas makes a wonderful series of CoQ10 supplements out there. They make a great ubiquinone and a great ubiquinol. I'd recommend for you the ubiquinol. So
how do you spell that, sir?
UBIQUINOL, ubiquinol, and that's Jarrow, Jarrow, Jarrow Formulas, ubiquinol. For your situation, I'd recommend 200 milligrams.
Okay, I need something. I haven't been able to sleep in 2 days because the breathing is so belabored that it's ridiculous.
Well, don't be silly about it. You want to make sure you contact your physician and make sure they're informed. I know it's been a holiday, things are a little bit crazy, but tomorrow's Monday morning. I get on the phone right away and make sure that you bring your physician in on the loop on this thing.
The show.
I'm sorry?
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for listening, and Happy New Year to you. And let's see, we've got some calls to take care of here. We've got Melissa from Boston. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk Show and the Natural Health Show.
Hi, my physician recommended to take creatine. I have knee problems, and he recommended that for building muscle. And I've heard mixed reviews regarding creatine, so I wasn't sure if you thought that was okay to take, or if there's an alternative that's better for a protein muscle builder.
Well, no, I think it's a pretty good suggestion. Actually, it's also about the the delivery system. In other words, what is the medium? Are you going to put it in milk? Are you going to put it in soy milk? Are you going to put it in rice milk? Are you going to put it in water? A supplement is only as effective as the medium from which it's delivered. In other words, if you've got a milk allergy and don't know it, and you're taking creatine in there, you're not going to likely get at it. So,
right.
if number one, if you get a good quality creatine product, Jarrow Formulas is always reliable, as you know. And I would say water would probably be a good way to deliver it because, again, you'd be certain to know that you're not using a delivery medium that you're allergic to.
Okay, is there a difference between that and then like a whey protein? Like, what would be the difference?
Yeah, big difference. I mean, you can't really compare the two. A whey protein is essentially, branched chain amino acids, and you're not with a whey protein. You're not going to get that target muscle delivery. Not going to be the same thing. It's like bodybuilders. Bodybuilders are going to use sort of a broad spectrum branch chain amino acids along with a creatine. They're going to be both used separately for separate purposes. If you're trying to really replenish and rebuild isolated target muscle like that, you're better off to use creatine.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Happy holidays.
Right. Thanks.
And let's see, we've got Tanya from Cape Cod. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk Show, the Natural Health Show.
Hi, my daughter has Asperger's syndrome. She was just recently diagnosed with that, and I have been recommended that she get on a diet called the Feingold diet. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, Feingold is how that's
Feingold. And I was just wondering about your thoughts on that.
Well, that's actually, the pioneer diet that was recommended for many of these conditions many, many years ago, back in the 70s. And the Feingold diet essentially is very, very, very pointed about making certain that there's no additives and that there's no neuro exciters in there. There's nothing that's going to inflame or excite the nervous system. And it's actually a terrific diet, but to me it's sort of a 101, meaning that when it first came out, it was really on the leading edge, the cutting edge of these kind of programs. In fact, it probably took about 15 years to really gain wide acceptance, but it was way ahead of its time. And unfortunately now it's probably sort of behind the times just a little bit.
Really?
Well, you know how research goes. I think as time goes on, we learn more and more and more. But again, I think the general format of the diet is exceptional, and I think that, not to, again, beat the same drum, but you might want to think about going to foodallergy.com, www.foodallergy.com, because once again, you'll find in very clear detail and to what extent whatever foods that your son or daughter may be allergic to, and those are inflammatory possibilities that you could avoid.
I think that's really good advice, because also my daughter, she has an obsession with wanting to eat, and
Sure.
It's always the wrong foods. I think that's part of the Asperger's.
Sure it is.
It's not like she overeats, but she's overweight, and I think that going to the allergist is a really good recommendation.
Well, and I think that the key here too is don't forget that when you are tested with the immune globulin G test that we're talking about from Allotest Medical Labs, they actually are measuring the degree of allergenesis from the number 200 up well into the 990s. So if a 200 shows up, let's say a food is around 200 in the score, you're just barely allergic to it. But if you're talking about something in the 800 or 900 realm, wow, that's something your body is really, really struggling with, probably immunologically, neurologically, et cetera, et cetera. So, it gives you that detail, and it gives you that very specific sort of, advantage is what I'd say, to know just how sensitive you are.
Right. Well, they just want to constantly just put her on medicator, and I'm finding that no medication is actually helping Asperger's. I mean, I think that nutrition is my next option. I think it's really the key to everything is to be on a good diet.
Right. I think that number one, too, is, like I say all the time in this show, that it's really important for us to all start thinking strategically from the perspective of problem solving with health issues with addition through subtraction, removing the potential problems, see how the patient is, then you can always add medications or supplements or whatever. But I think the key is you want to find out what could be inflammatory and just how inflammatory, to what extent. So you remove those problems, I've seen amazing things happen, and it's just a good common sense starting point.
I just would do anything right now at this point, because it's been a really struggle. It's been a long road for us, and it's been quite a struggle. Well,
I wish you the absolute very best. I wish you blessings in your search, and I'm sure you'll come up with good solutions. And check out that website, www.foodallergy.com. And Happy New Year to you and your family.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Happy New Year to you, too. God bless.
My pleasure. Thank you. All right, we're going to take a short little break. I'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Log on, hear your favorite hosts, listen live and on demand. 969BostonTalks.com.
What is it that you look for a truly unique gala event? Exquisite decor, dramatic lighting, a unique and awe-inspiring entertainment program that will enthrall your guests with memories that will last a lifetime. For all that and so much more, I invite you to call the one and only events planning company that does it all, Berry Productions. Berry Productions has been Boston's leading high-end entertainment and full-service event design firm for more than 35 years. So when it comes to planning your next important event, may I suggest you call my good friend Diane Berry at 781-331-2224. That's 781-331-2224. Or check her out on the World Wide Web at berryproductions.com. When it comes to planning your special events, I assure you this will be the last call you'll ever have to make. Berry Productions, Boston's leading high-end entertainment and full-service event design. For more than 18 years, Personal Best Karate has been teaching character education, physical physical fitness and self-defense skills to people of all ages. Led by 3-time world karate champion Chris Rappold and his highly trained and motivated staff, you are sure to find a one-of-a-kind program that is just right for you and your family. Learn firsthand how Personal Best Karate can transform your life by giving their new amazing introductory offer a try. Now for only $19.95, you'll receive 2 private lessons and an official Personal Best Karate uniform. You'll immediately see just how easy it is to improve your self-confidence, your mental focus, and your health and fitness. The helpful staff at Personal Best Karate will arrange a convenient schedule and design an affordable program to help you achieve your personal best goals. That's Personal Best Karate with locations in Norton, Foxborough, Southeastern, and Norwood. Check them out on the World Wide Web at personalbestkarate.com or call their home office at 508-285-5425. Mention that you heard this ad on the Natural Health Show and receive a free special gift while supplies last. Manifest your personal best at Personal Best Karate.
Make plans now for an evening with Rita Berkowitz at the Healthy Living Magazine Recognition Awards Ceremony. Hear Rita Berkowitz Saturday, January 8th at the Lantana in Randolph. Rita Berkowitz is acknowledged as one of the world's greatest leaders in the field of spirit communication and psychic art. Rita will transform your understanding of the meaning of the spiritual world. A must-see event. Register for the Healthy Living Magazine Recognition Awards Ceremony with guest speaker Rita Berkowitz. Go to myhealthylivingmag.com. General admission is just $25. The program begins with the opening of the Free Healing Arts Exhibit Hall at 4 p.m. at the Lantana in Randolph. Call 781-834-2728 for tickets. 781-834-2728. This is your chance to see spirit artist, clairvoyant, ordained minister, and author Rita Berkowitz in person. Saturday, January 8th at the Lantana in Randolph. Find out more at myhealthylivingmag.com.
Now, back to the Natural Health Show, sponsored by Good Health Natural Foods in Quincy and Hanover.
617-822-1969. Verizon Wireless users, pound 969. You know, real quickly here, I've gotten a number of different emails over the past few weeks regarding the Kanoki foot detox pads. And, do they work? Do they really pull the toxic metals out, etc.? Well, there's no viable research studies. The only one that I know of, there's one in the Journal of Immunity, which is not a medical journal, but it did show that there was a number of testimonials, and that's about all it did. The question, of course, is, are the foot detox pads for real? I say that there's an awful lot of folks who are trying them and enjoying them and swearing by them, but the pads actually contain a powder that turns brown, not just when you're wearing them, but when the pads get wet. So if the pads get wet, they turn brown. There have been some folks that have actually experimented on their own, and the Kanoki pads were, they were doused with distilled water, and when the distilled water hit the pads, they turned dark brown. So a lot of folks think that there are toxins coming out of the pads when they're on their feet, and their feet perspire, et cetera, and I'm not so sure about that. So, I would just tell you to try them on your own, but, the only research was the testimonial research listed in the Journal of Immunity, which is not medical. Also, abcnews.com has a posting, because on ABC's 2020, there was an informal series of studies that were published again that said that the foot detox pads were not for real. Okay, so there you go. So from what I know, there's not any viable studies. There's a bunch of testimonials that are very flimsy at best. So I say jury's out, but I'm not real confident that they're real deal. There you go. So, all right, we're talking with you about, let's get back on point here. We're talking resolutions, New Year's resolutions, weight loss, 80 million of us going on diets, $40 billion a year. 66% fail the first year, 97% fail by year 5. And as I said, the 3-part key to real, honest-to-goodness, viable weight loss, bona fide weight loss. Number 1, have protein at breakfast. Number 2, unlimited produce. Number 3, 1 starch per day. two slices of bread, a baked potato, cup of brown rice, cup of cereal once a day. But unlimited vegetables and fruits and 3 proteins a day. You'll get it done. Promise. Folks also ask about exercise. What do we do? Is exercise a real important part of this? You never talk about exercise. Well, listen, I will now. Exercise, simple. You can either do 30 minutes of aerobic exercise 5 times a week just to get the bare minimum, or go to Target and for $36, you can get a Target pedometer. A pedometer is just a way to measure your steps. So the key is you take 9,000 steps per day, at least 5 days a week. So you can do it either way. So again, here's the keys again. Protein at breakfast, unlimited produce, 1 high starch, and for $36, you get a pedometer down at Target and take 9,000 steps. There you go, folks. There's the key to weight loss. Anyway, forget the fad stuff. They fail. Do it right. We've got some calls we're going to pick up on right here. Let's see. Marjorie from the South Shore. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talk Show on the Natural Health Show.
Yes, thank you for taking my call. I've been listening regularly and also enjoying your fabulous website. And by the way, I'm assuming you don't mean bacon or sausage as the protein at breakfast. So that would be like tofu or...
Yeah, I mean, you could make smoothies. Yeah, you could make protein shakes out of soy protein or whey protein, etc.
Yes. Well, another reason for my call. So I'm 62, and I spoke to you before about squamous cell, and I've eliminated beer and wine and any kind of fermented and vinegar, etc. And then I read about your chromium picolate.
Picolinate, yeah.
Picolinate. So I got that, and that's after each meal.
Right.
And then I eliminated salt and gluten, and that took my rash and my itches away.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So that was a big one. And the Manuka honey actually helped with my cold.
Good for you. Wow.
So I have this list, though, of vitamins that I've put together. And I don't know how much to take. So if I read them, maybe you'll tell me if I even should or how much.
I'll give you some ideas anyway.
Vitamin D?
Vitamin D, 1,000.
And...
That's D3, yes?
D3. And then I have a multivitamin. Vitamin C?
Yeah, I'd say 1,000 anyway.
And vitamin E?
I would say what type of vitamin E is the first question. If it's gamma, G-A-M-M-A, I hope it's a gamma because there are many different. There are betas, there are gammas, there are.
So it needs to be gamma. I'll make.
Well, it doesn't have to be, but there's a lot of really good studies that indicate it's more absorbable.
Okay.
So I would say 800.
And calcium, it's absorbable, but I know that you've been pro and con on that.
What type of calcium? What's it say?
I don't have it in front of me.
Well, I usually recommend a CHELATE.
Oh, yes.
Chelate.
Chelate, yes.
Chelate. That's the most common absorbable form of calcium, and I would say 500 to 1,000 is more than enough.
And fish oil?
Fish oil, those should be 1,000. Omega-3s, just 2 a day is fine.
So 2,000.
Yep.
And vitamin B12?
B12 is it a methyl methyl B12? Because if it's a methyl B12, I would say probably 1,000 is enough. 1,000 micrograms MCGs.
Okay, that seems to be calming. Does it have that good?
Well, yeah, it's a nerve membrane tranquilizer. I mean, one of the things that happens when we're highly stressed is we lose our B12, and B12, when you're losing that, is going to leave you neurologically deficient. So that nervous system needs that protection.
And I also was having some real jumpy aches in my legs and arms and so forth. And
magnesium, right?
Since I started on these, supplements, I haven't had it, but I don't have magnesium specifically. And how much of that would I need?
Well, how do you sleep?
Well, I take care of somebody who is has needs throughout the night, so it's broken.
Okay, so one of the things you might want to, when you lay down, though, you have the ability to really sleep well, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I would recommend, again, sticking with what you're on. But if the restless legs crop up again, you might try a magnesium taurate, Taurate. And I would say probably those are 125 milligram capsules. I would say 2 a day.
Okay, and how about B6?
B6, pyridoxine hydrochloride. You want to think about just 100 milligrams once with food's enough.
With food. And then vitamin K you were talking about?
You're talking about vitamin K2, the menaquinone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the menaquinone is really important. Those are generally 90 to 100 micrograms. I know that Jarrow formulas is 90. Most other, like NOW, are like 100 micrograms. So either 90 to 100 mics once a day.
So that should do it, right?
I think you got it covered.
That's a meal in itself.
Absolutely right. Don't
Thank
forget,
you so very much for all of your help.
You're so very welcome. Happy New Year.
I keep telling everyone about your wonderful show, so keep it up.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, we've got, Diane from Newton. Welcome to 96.9 Boston Talks. You're on the Natural Health Show.
Yes, hi.
Hey.
I was recently diagnosed with osteoporosis, and my primary doctor suggested Fosamax, and I decided on my own that I would not do that. I decided to see a naturopath doctor, and one of the things she recommended, of course, besides exercise and calcium and eating properly, was L-glutamic acid. And I was wondering what your thoughts were about that.
Well, first of all, let's do this. I want to kind of take a different tack on this. L-glutamic acid's one supplement that can make it easier for you to really grow bone. There are many of them. And there's a product made by Garden of Life. And Garden of Life makes this Grow Bone product that they recommend, and they stand behind it. In other words, if you have a bone scan, save the receipt of your bone scan, take the product for 6 months, have a follow-up bone scan, save the receipt from that, and if you can prove to them through bone scans that you didn't grow bone, they pay for both your bone scans and 6 months of products.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's an exceptional product, and it's highly absorbable, and it's really well formulated, and it's synergistic. It has all the natural elements that you would want in concentrated form to help you actually accomplish the task of growing bone. So it's one-stop shopping. L-glutamic acid is one of the amino acids, of course, part of the constituent of protein again, that can make it easier for you to absorb your nutrients in general, to absorb calcium from food, to absorb any calciums that you take in supplement form. So they're going to make that easier. That's going to make it easier for you to do that. But again, I think to approach it more from a synergistic perspective, the Grow Bone product is really that's the way to go.
And would that be something I would find online if I just...
You'd find Grow Bone in just about any health food store out there.
Okay.
I know Good Health Natural Foods, one of our great sponsors, our flagship sponsor for many years, they certainly have that product on the shelf, and I know most health food stores around there do.
Okay. And just one other side question.
Sure.
Are there any... I would say negative effects of taking glutamic acid?
Well, if it's a free-form amino acid, it has an L in front of it, it's pretty easy to feel confident in it, because generally speaking, if it's a free-form with that big capital L in front, whatever you don't absorb, you're generally going to urinate out. So generally speaking, not too worried. But you know what? Anything in the wrong concentrations, if you take too high a dose, you could have some effects. But, if you stick to like 500 milligrams, you should be fine.
Okay, so you're saying 500 milligrams.
500 on an empty stomach, yep.
Okay. All right, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for calling. All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
If you're talking about it, we're talking about it. Your talk. 96.9 Boston Talks.
Do you suffer from allergies or know someone who does? Would you like to finally enjoy life allergy symptom-free? Mass Allergy Relief Center in Lexington has the solution. Using holistic technology that corrects the negative reactions caused by allergies and sensitivities. At Mass Allergy Relief Center, their therapies are non-invasive. No needles, no drugs, no supplements. Just relief. Finally, with the help of Mass Allergy Relief Center, you can relieve chronic sinusitis, hay fever, food sensitivities, digestive issues, and other chronic complaints. Call Mass Allergy Relief Center today at 781-274-7700. That's 781-274-7700. Visit them online at massallergyrelief.com. Call Mass Allergy Relief Center today and get allergy symptom relief right away. massallergyrelief.com.
Now, back to the Natural Health Show, sponsored by Good Health Natural Foods in Quincy and Hanover.
Dina from Wayland, you're on 96.9 Boston Talks. Welcome to the Natural Health Show.
Hello, how are you?
Terrific, how are you?
Good. I am a 54-year-old female, and, healthy. I exercise. I eat all organic foods, and I'm doing basically everything that I hear your show talking about.
Great.
But recently, after menopause, my blood sugar has been wacky. And coupled with that, my cholesterol reading was high. So I had a total cholesterol of like 250, and my LDL was 160. My triglycerides were very, very low, but my HDL was 110. So my primary care was scratching her head, saying, I told Mrs. If, she said, I can't tell you anything more to do than what you're doing. So I'm thinking, is it food? Is it the hormones? Is that balance in the high HDLs keeping me safe? And what can I do even as far as supplements that you know?
Well, number one, I think that you want to be more concerned about your relationship between your thyroid and your liver. And they often say that they check your thyroids, but there's a great book that I'd recommend written by Stephen Langer called Solved the Riddle of Illness. And he says that it's important to check T3, T4, TSH, FTI, as in Frank.
Okay, so it's T3, T4,
TSH, FTI,
FTI,
an anti-thyroid antibody. They don't generally do those. They usually just do
anti-thyroid antibody.
Yeah, because if your liver and your thyroid are not communicating properly, if they're not interacting properly, then unfortunately your lipids are going to go up, your sugars are going to go up, and your ability to break down those fats is going to go down. So, we always want to think about metabolism when we think about how things are incinerating in the body. So are we incinerating our fats more as efficiently as we need to or not? And I think that you always want to go back to thyroid function, how it's working with the liver. The two work very closely together. I'm going to have to say goodbye to your wonderful call and question. Please call back again, because we're up against that magical hour. And
that book was Susan
Solved the Riddle of Illness by Stephen Langer, who is the former executive head of the Broda Barnes Research Foundation, which is the most respected thyroid research foundation in the country down in Trumbull, Connecticut.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for calling. All right. Also, thanks to our producer John Parker, who always does such an exemplary job here. And I want to recommend everybody log on to our website. And that's at maxhealing.com. Just one word, Max Healing. And we've got archive shows, podcasts, et cetera, et cetera. So, and we've also got a new web store there. So if you want to pick up on my books or your CDs or any of that stuff, you can do that. Hey. Also, we want to make sure that you know that this coming Thursday, of course, I'll be doing my program segment on the morning show, Fox 25. So that'll be Thursday at 8:05 a.m. And we're going to do a segment, I believe, on skincare. So you might want to check out that little segment that we're doing on Fox 25 this coming Thursday at 8:05. You want to stay tuned, of course, for Right Turn Radio with Woody and Abby, New England's #1 addiction program. And we'd like to thank you all for joining us here on the Natural Health Show. Until next Sunday, this is Mark Mincolla reminding you all, please be wise, be aware, be well. Make it a healthy week. Good night.